Let me start with a question that might just change your life. If you stopped working tomorrow, how long could you keep the lights on? 1 month? 6? A year? Here is a better question. What would your life look like if money was no longer your master, but your servant? Not just enough to survive, but the kind of money that lets you choose how you live, where you go, what you give, and who you become. That, my friend, is called financial independence. And the good news? You do not need to be a millionaire to have it. But you do need a plan. And that is what I am going to give you today. Now let us define it clearly. Financial independence is when the income from your personal resources, your investments, your assets, your businesses, is enough to cover your needs without having to trade time for money. As Jim Rohn would say, wages make you a living. Profits make you a fortune. It is not about being rich. It is about being free. Free to say yes. Free to say no. Free to walk away from a job, a boss, a city, or even a country, and not have to check your bank account before you decide. Now that kind of freedom is worth pursuing. And I believe it is possible for anyone, not just the lucky, not just the elite, if you follow a few powerful, simple steps. Step 1 is what I call grow the gap. That is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. There are only 2 ways to grow it: earn more or spend less. Now, if you are just getting started in life, maybe you are not earning much. No problem. Your job is to increase your skills, grow your value, and raise your income. But if you are earning well and still feeling broke, then your job is to stop leaking money. Patch the holes. Get honest about your habits. Jim said it best. Poor people spend their money and invest what's left. Rich people invest their money and spend what's left. The goal is to flip the script. Start living on 70 cents of every dollar you earn, not 100, not 110, like I did when I was broke. 70 cents. That is the start of freedom. Now, once you have a gap, you must put it to work. Step 2 is invest the gap. And here is where it gets fun. There are 3 simple buckets I recommend, inspired by Jim's timeless wisdom. 10% to generosity. Give to those who cannot give back. Not just for them, for you. Generosity builds character and opens doors you cannot imagine. 10% to active capital. This is money you invest in you, your skills, your business, your ideas. Wages are fine, but profits build wealth. 10% to passive capital. Stocks, index funds, property. These are the engines that make money while you sleep. And with time and discipline, this is where compound interest becomes your best employee. So, 70% to live, 10% to give, 10% to build, 10% to grow. Simple, elegant, powerful, and if you do it consistently, the results are extraordinary. Step 3, repeat. Relentlessly. Financial independence is not a lottery. It is not luck. It is discipline over time. One of the greatest lies in modern life is that you need some fancy hedge fund or get-rich scheme to become financially free. Nonsense. What you need is time, discipline, and a plan. 1% improvement each month compounds. Saving an extra 100 pounds per week compounds. Reading books instead of watching the news compounds. And let me tell you, the market might rise and fall. Economies may shake, but you stay steady because you are no longer living on borrowed money or borrowed time. You are building your own engine. Now let us talk about something even more powerful than the how. Let us talk about your why, because numbers alone will not get you there. You need a reason. Ask yourself, what would I do with my time if I did not need to work for money? Would you write a book? Start a business? Spend more time with your kids? Travel the world? Serve a cause? This is not about early retirement. It is about life design. Financial independence is not the end goal. It is the beginning of true choice. It is the moment where you no longer ask, what can I afford? But what do I want to do with this life? That is a question worth chasing. Now, before I close, let me leave you with one final philosophy from my mentor. It is easy to carry the wrong plan, and it is easy to carry the right one. The wrong plan sounds like this: spend now, worry later, work forever, hope for the best. The right plan is this: spend less than you earn, invest the rest, and take care of your future self like someone you are responsible for. If you do that, here is what I promise you. In 10, maybe 15 years, financial independence will not be a dream. It will be your reality. So here is your challenge. Start small, but start today. Track your money, grow the gap, invest intentionally, and above all, stay the course. You do not need a miracle. You need a method, and you now have it. Because as Jim said, the major key to your better future is you.